It's a banana, though.
Boom,
Just
here we go.
listen
Oh
to
shit,
the sound
okay.
of sexy voice. If you want to make some noise, then
Taylor
listen to
Swift! Yes! Why are we not playing Taylor Swift? Sorry.
Taylor Swift? Oh, that she was next on the list.
I've got a story about Taylor Swift music, which I might
Oh,
save for
tell
later.
the story. Let's kick it off.
Alright, so, like, one time, like, still underage, we were rebel, I was drinking, and, like, me and my mate were just hanging out in the bushes, just, like, listening to metal.
Wow.
The story is gold already.
Right,
And then you
like,
gotta wait, Timmy. So this is a Taylor Swift music story, and you started out by me and a mate were hanging out in the bushes. Do you end up breaking up with your mate and attacking his car, or breaking something, or hating?
No, but he
His
wears
house.
short
Now,
skirts and I
moving
wear
on.
t-shirts.
And then one of my other mates came over, started playing Taylor Swift music, so I started chasing him to get him to stop. I was drunk as shit, so I fell off like a tiny little step onto loose gravel and broke my ankle.
That sounds more like a Pink song.
Where's Taylor Swift in this? I missed it.
Yeah. I was
My
like,
mate was playing
did he
Taylor
say
Swift music.
Taylor Swift?
That's where it comes in. My mate was playing Taylor Swift music.
Oh, at the same time. I see.
Yeah, as like while I was chasing him, like fucking stop.
I see. I need a shirt for a team. Because I'm the only one
Buy one,
without
then.
one.
Get a
I
dive.
hear Chiefs are
I
looking.
was thinking that. I was looking at it. I'm like, I really want one. And it was like the 10% off deal that they had.
I mean, it's just a black jumper, but like,
I know.
I don't know, the logo's cool.
It is cool beans. It's got Rippy DW on it. I want it, but I'm
And I know
poor.
I'm eating a banana.
I actually got the odd pleasure of meeting the fake HughZ at the LAN on the Gold Coast I went to.
The fake
Oh,
Hughes?
Yeah, one of the Citadel Call of Duty players has got my shirt to use.
Okay.
I don't
Really?
think I got it back.
Really?
It's still out
You
there
should
somewhere.
send a formal complaint and
Think
be
you
like,
lose.
yo,
I mean, I didn't pay for it, so I don't care.
Hello, lost and found.
that's good. Free shit to it.
Do you think fake HughZ is better than the real HughZ?
Yes.
At Call of Duty, almost certainly. Almost certainly.
That's not really an achievement, to be honest. Though. It's just Call of Duty. That was shots at COD because it's shit.
Oh, no,
Smite for life. I love how relaxed the podcast is now. It feels more, you know?
I have no
You
like.
didn't
know
see
about
my
you,
hand
I'm
gesture
nervous.
there, but like,
Well, maybe it's because you guys started off wearing suits.
that's a good point.
You guys aren't wearing suits anymore.
And
Yeah.
now we're like, I see 3 hoodies, including myself. I can't see Knightfall.
No, I don't have one on. It's too hot.
I
Got my
had
heater
a
on.
hoodie on, but I took it off. It was too hot. So.
All the hoodies.
Yeah. Do you know what's weird? I was thinking about this the other day. So many people wear hoodies, right? But if you have the hood up, people instantly think you're gonna mug them. Why?
Like,
Because you
No!
never
I
Exactly.
don't
If you
know
walk
person
down
with
a
it up.
street and you have the hood up,
my headphones
and
are too
like,
big.
you know, people are like,
I'm sorry,
Maybe
I'm
they'll
right about
mug
to make a
you.
really, really racist New Zealand joke. That's probably because they see you, oh my god, that sheep's gonna mug me.
Oh, wow.
what? She's
No,
so
they're
Wait,
worried
weird.
about
you
getting
said
mugged
New
by the sheep.
Zealand. Where did my lid go?
Where did your lid go? I have the sherbet thing that I want to eat, but I'll have it later.
I've got a whole tub of butter with that. Oh, there's a lid.
Why do you have butter?
I've just got butter in my
What else
room.
am I gonna put on my
Just
crust?
just in case I need some butter late at night.
So it's a thing.
I'm sure it's the thing.
Oh god.
Moving
Good
on.
start to the podcast though. That was a good Taylor Swift story, and butter came
Maybe.
up, and then
Like it looks
Stop
works
even-
well on Timmy.
I like how of all things, Timmy, you
That's how I-
associated that one story with
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Because
like you're in
like,
bushes and then end up breaking your ankle.
I started off a bit weird because like every time when I'm out with my mates down here, like
You
whenever
end up in a bush
something...
with one of them?
Yes, but also
God, that
whenever Taylor Swift is mentioned, they instantly look at me. I'm like, shut up. I killed Rank.
what?
I lost
Yeah.
it. I'm sorry.
It's haven't been 5 minutes in the podcast yet.
I know, it's so good. I'll sit up. Oh, okay.
Fuck.
What? Good stories, good stories. HughZ, do you have a cool story like that?
To do with Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I
Do you have a
mean,
Taylor Swift story?
not one that's appropriate for the podcast. but, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
my
no,
God.
not really. I enjoy her music. I think it's very good.
That is
I
not
enjoy her
appropriate for the
music very,
podcast.
very
I feel my ankle
I like
breaking
her
again.
old music better.
It inspires me to push through my life and know
There's
that
my
I don't
ankle.
need no man to make myself
My ankle's going.
whole.
It's gone.
I agree. No offense, Jimmy.
Alright, should we?
Look at Steve in the chat.
For anybody who
Yeah,
does
Steve's in the
stuff
chat.
in the middle of their while sitting in their rank queues, Hearthstone's new expansion got released this morning at 3 a.m. I passed out at 2 a.m.
That's unfortunate.
I know.
I remember playing.
Should have that.
I remember
Should have,
playing
more
some,
coffee.
like, ages ago.
Welcome to the Hearthstone OCE podcast.
Hello.
Well, no, it's just it's so conveniently timed to play in queue.
Do you know,
Sure.
this is a a fucking Smite podcast, and all we've
What's
talked
Smite?
about is Taylor Swift, COD, breaking ankles, bananas, butter, and like now Hearthstone.
Bananas butter.
And oh
In that
god,
order.
that's awesome. This is good. I like how this goes. Oh, I'm gonna pop out chat.
I really came unprepared to this. I've drunk most of my drink already.
Get another one, dude. It helps.
Yeah, but if I to do that, I have to get up and then like leave the room.
Oh, we haven't even like officially started yet. We're just bantering.
Yeah.
Timmy, I know how to make HughZ get up, leave the room, and get his drink. Do that voice. Do it.
Oh yes.
Your throat must be getting
Oh,
half
right.
dry by now. You better go get a drink. Don't want you to get him hushed.
You let the call.
He actually hung up.
Yes. I'm the king.
Oh god.
I
Ladies
missed
and
all that.
gentlemen,
So did I.
to what we listen to pretty much every weekend now.
It's oh shit. He came back and then I immediately hung up on him.
Is it over?
My bad. It's over. You're okay.
Oh, this is the shit that I do when I'm not on cast for OPL. Because you don't
This is
see
good.
me anywhere else.
This is what it's like every week. I feel like we should record what we do in between each game, and then
I feel like we should
release,
because
like,
that'll
a
come up in a
highlight.
lawsuit one day.
That's a good point.
Used as evidence against us.
Oh god. Okay, should we start off the podcast officially? Divane is the new intro person, by the way.
No, I'm not.
You did a
Rain
really
said
good
he
one.
would take it.
You can't
No,
see
no,
it.
no, 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 Divane, you did it so much better.
You did it
This
way
is a rare occurrence.
Yeah, but you were doing
think
all the musical stuff.
Don't make me
You
get
did
Can
it
I
better. Divine is now going to be here. Sorry, Divane is now going to be here
Oh.
for the opening of every podcast, then immediately leave each week after she does her.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll save it on the VOD and then just play it.
Do it.
You know, I'll get a
like a
soundboard of
sound box.
Divane doing the intro.
Timmy
We could do it professional, like me.
wants.
Sorry, what?
What?
Linky Bill would like you to do the potion seller voice, please.
Let's not do that. It's so creepy.
All right, so is one of you going to intro it?
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da! The Deoceide Podcast! There we go.
See?
That was.
See, that's why I normally have my
just,
volume
that
That
down,
was good.
just in case of emergencies.
There's so much more enthusiasm in that than Rank's
Oh.
ones.
Oh.
I'm sorry, guys.
You've been
I will-
upstaged.
I am giving up my role in the commentary team. Devane, welcome to the Smite OCE commentary team. You are now the lead caster in the OPL. Congratulations. So happy for you.
You'll need your backdrop. Here's the file.
No, like half of the game.
Everyone's like, rip
Like
it.
it's-
This keyboard sounds much better than mine. I've just got like a crappy membrane keyboard. Rip.
Alrighty, so let's kick off what we have in store today. Pro League. Let's start with that. Avant 2-0 against Chiefs. Sif, that's another N in there. I accidentally spelled that wrong. Sif Gaming who were TCAM, went 2-0 against Ivory, Direwolves 2-0 Invidious, and Law 2-0 Team Solo Theo, which was previously Synapse and still will be on your fantasy points ticket season thing. Cool. Thoughts about this? Did anything stand out to anyone?
To be honest, I was expecting Chiefs to do better than how they did. It was a little bit of an eye-opener.
That's something, yeah, like, I feel like it was because Maxon was on Athena. I think that was the biggest thing.
Yeah, I think he didn't have enough early presence with that one.
Yeah.
And then
It's
game
just not his
2,
playstyle.
they
It's not
just
his
built-
playstyle.
they built a countercomp for Sakat. That's all they did. Was that AV were just like, all right, we're going to force Chiefs to draw something really, really funky. Game 1, they did. And then they're like, Chiefs' instant default strategy is max and carry. So they build a countercomp for max and carry and purposefully leave him Sakat up. It was just a planned draft. That's all it was. Chiefs couldn't have done anything. Like, AV just outsmarted them in the draft, and then they just played standard.
Like, I don't want to seem a little bit BM, but I think that 90% of Chiefs' game plan is, hey, Maxon, can you kill all of them early on so we don't have to deal with them later on?
That's what it seemed like, but to be honest, they're all getting so much better as the Pro League goes on.
Yeah, they're all
like,
so
from
much
week
better.
1 to now, the growth is just so massive.
But like,
yeah.
most of their plan is make them as weak as possible because of Maxon, and then stomp on them further.
That's something people really need to do, is get a god pool that's unbannable. I mean, it's
Pretty much.
difficult to do, and it's very difficult to do when you're playing a completely different role in the jungle. I mean, Maxon's strongest point is assassins, right? That's where he plays so well. And then he goes on a guardian, and it's completely different to an assassin.
Yeah, he does well with assassins who can get out of dodge, like a Bastet, a Thor, a Surcat, etc. People who have high mobility. That's why he's so good.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting as well that Avant in game 1 was able to go with a strategy that essentially hinged on them stealing a blue buff at the start. And if they screwed up that invade, then their like whole team comp was going to be absolutely horrendous from behind. Like
Hashtag
Arachne,
apples.
like you just
Arachne.
don't play Arachne.
Yeah,
and
like-
then Xbalanque behind from the start is just not great.
But
Oh,
have a look at what their left-hand side of the map matchup was specifically as well. The only two, I think Gruff has only played Neath, Medusa, and Cupid from memory. Because the stats aren't up on the week 5 or week 4 games, I think it was, and I'm pretty sure one of those two he ended up playing Neath, and the other one was Medusa. So they just banned Medusa. What's he going to default back to? Cupid. All right, you're in a counter matchup to Xbalanque. That's fine. They made Cupid seem so wanted. I to be perfectly honest, they probably should have just picked Neath there. Like, you know that you're gonna farm, you're gonna be able to zone Xbalanque decently off, and then no matter what, AV are eventually gonna get to a point where they're gonna have pressure. But Cupid just provided no pressure. Gruff was roaming early because he had to roam because he needed to find something because there was just suddenly a couple of kills in Xbalanque, and there's just nothing they could do. You just saw that, like, their entire they went into the draft totally unprepared for how AV were going to come at it, and that's something that these teams are starting to learn as well, is that you can't just counter-draft your opposition, you have to counter-draft their counter-draft to you. You have to be thinking 2 steps ahead. They just went in with one plan, and they got countered, and they were like, oh, now what?
Well, it's kind of hard against AV because like they are known for knowing everything. Like they counter counters. Like they always do their homework. That's their strongest point. They
and
just
now
know
with
all the
Captain
weaknesses.
Coach, it's going to get even better than what it was.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. Moving on. Sif Gaming versus Ivory. I mean, that was pretty
But we should talk about that a little bit first. So, Team
one-sided.
Kamikaze, acquired by Sif Gaming, another org stepping into the Smite OC scene. That's pretty cool.
I think
now
so,
6
yeah.
orgs in OPL.
Who's not Solo Theo
Ivory,
and Law?
Ivory and Law
Ivory.
are not picked up by
And Solo Theo, no one.
Yeah, there's 3. 3
Yeah, I
still
think Team Solo
unsponsored.
Theo is like an in-game. It's like an in-house.
They would
sort
never.
of-
They've never
Yeah.
been sponsored.
Yeah,
No,
they've
they
never
just
sponsored.
changed their name.
There is another sponsored team in the open ladder, which is of course Cognitive Click.
And
but-
Fortnite.
Are they
Are
still
they
there?
actually
I'm
sponsored?
pretty sure they're not there anymore.
Fortnite is a sponsor. Fortnite is illegally sponsored. Whether or
Yeah.
not that team fell apart, I just remember them being picked off.
They
obviously.
had a
I know
league.
that there was a Fortnite in there at some point.
Yeah,
I didn't know
Fortnite
that
is a
was,
sponsor. Yes.
I didn't know if they were like sponsored or just playing under the name.
Were they in the LoL OPL at one point? I remember
Yes.
something about that.
Yes, but Fortnite have always had teams that have never really been in the top threshold, to be fair. So Fortnite's never really been a major sponsor. And to be fair, Sif as well has not really been up there. They've only ever been up there a little bit with StarCraft players, and I think their Dota team did okay once. But Steve was saying back in COD 4 days, is before my time in Australian esports as well, they have one team. But that's it. That's all Sif have ever done. I do have a really good friend that used to play for their LoL team, though. And he used to be my favourite guy to cast with. And I can ask him a bit more about it. But Sif is still a good org, obviously sponsored by TT Esports as well. That'll be their main sponsor. And some of their gear is actually really, really nice as well. But yeah, so good luck to them.
Yeah, so Sif Gaming will be TCAM on your season ticket, so just make sure you guys are aware of that when you're voting. We'll see how quickly we can get it updated on the season ticket. Most likely, maybe before Pro League this week. Hope so. Fingers crossed. Anything else? Direwolves versus Invidious. Again, okay, here's something I just want to say about Invidious, is their games are always above 40 minutes. Always.
Yeah, they are the kings of stalling out games. Yeah. And, like, it works for them because they always build team comps focused on controlling in a team fight. So you get to that late sort of stage, even though, like, Odin and Tyr for Top Notch doesn't do as much damage later on, they still pretty much control the entire fight the entire time.
Because no one in OC's figured out that combat blink exists yet, and they can't get out of the Odin Ring of Spears. Like that's like a counter item right there. But yeah, Invidious, like I know Rankonius is usually the one talking them up back when they were Silicon, and even now when they're Invidious, even if how true that may be, as chat likes to put it, they've improved so much from the start of the split. Like they've improved a crazy amount from when we saw them, even from Invitational latter days to now. They still haven't been able to find anything against those top 3 teams, but I'm super excited for their games against Team Kamikaze in the last week. Like those will be, sorry, I mean Stiff Gaming now. Those will be really close.
Can we highlight that moment where Jimmy stood up with no pants on?
It's not bad. It's just very short. I just looked at it in the camera and I was like, well, that looks weird.
Oh, that's three people have been trying to be a little bit.
Oh, he does have
on a very
pants. Okay.
Casual podcast looking at the camera.
Okay, Law versus Team Solo Theo. Nothing really stood out massively here. I mean, other than Shrek being in the base. That was so funny to watch, especially casting. It's like, I saw it and I'm like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny to see that stuff like in a serious match.
Yeah, like
wouldn't-
literally, like I was talking about something. I think I was talking about Reinforced Greaves, and then all of a sudden I see him in the minimap. I'm like, everything has to stop right now. What the hell is Shrek doing?
Yeah.
That
Felt
was
like
my
that.
favorite moment.
I wouldn't say it's BM either. I mean,
No,
he was just
like,
sort of
he went in
having
there.
fun.
Like, he held up Flunke and Elucidator as well. So
There's something I want to say. How do you say his name? Fonke.
Flunke. I always put an L in
You
there.
put an L in there
Flonke.
somehow.
I don't know why. I'm
Flonke.
terrible at people's names.
I did meet him on the weekend, actually.
Yeah. HughZ and all that.
HughZ, why are you not turning up to these Smite meetups?
Because I'm casting on
Oh, yeah.
weekends.
That's why I'm not watching the game and not participating in this conversation. Something every week.
Yeah. I know.
Meanwhile,
Okay.
down the
Kay's told me about them before.
We have to bring the Smite meetups at your house. When you're casting.
If we just go to HughZ's house while he's
Just all
casting
behind you.
slowly,
Yuxi
Back
will
to the
supply the
past.
grog.
Yeah.
that
I
would be
mean,
awesome.
no. But
That would be great. Oh, wow. Alright, moving on. HughZ and Knight did casting. Why did I write do? I don't
GST?
know how to past tense get a verb. Did casting coaching with D and Brandon. So what I want to say first is I fucked up. Hard.
I didn't-
So
I
hard.
haven't watched yours. I was gonna
It's-
ask actually earlier and then I forgot.
It's so bad. Like, I was so depressed. Like, I was like super hyped for it, really excited. Then I got super nervous and just cracked and got, I don't know. But it was still
Okay.
good. It was still
What?
good, wasn't it, HughZ? I mean,
it was a good learning experience for the both of us.
It was good. I took plenty of notes, and I told I got DM Brandon to tell a caster to shut the fuck up. That's an achievement. That's an achievement right there for me. Like he's basically like, you talk too much. You need to shut the fuck up. And I'm just like, yes.
That's
Okay.
That's something I should be proud of.
HughZ, unfortunately, son, we've tried. We tried telling you this. Did DM get through? Did it work?
What? I'm
What are you on
confused.
about?
What are we talking about?
It was Knightfall who had to shut the fuck up.
Oh!
Yeah, I did.
That's you!
Yeah.
Fucking listen to us. It's like you're having a conversation
Jesus
with
Christ.
And
us or
stop
something.
doing other stuff I ever...
HughZ's been fine. Like before, like he stopped doing that before they did the coaching.
But HughZ did it first, and his one, absolutely fucking 10 out of 10, dude.
I watched the whole thing. It was really
It
good.
makes you want to. It makes you
I was
want
so
to.
happy.
And quote DM Brandon, he said, "I'm sure the rest of my chat will agree. That was absolutely perfect," is what he said. That's what DM said about HughZ. So
And suddenly,
pretty sure.
HughZ's ego just went like.
yeah. Was it already not like that though?
Sorry, it was like that, but we've
Let's
gone out
say.
of frame.
I'm pretty sure, dude, you're so confirmed for that thing. Like, you got on DM's, like, D and went, "I'm good." And then the application for the Smite casting, he's probably like, this guy. Like, looking at a list going,
You went on
Wait, I
BS.
Have you heard back on whether you're allowed to participate in the competition?
That
We
that
have
is all
not.
revealed in September, I believe, early to mid-September.
We should still, like, be told that we're not, like, you know, waiting till September to find out if we can or can't participate because we're part of OPL. But, you know, that's right.
Mm.
Yeah, so that happened. Oh, I got called KF as well. That was
Yeah, like,
annoying.
all the
I just
time.
wanted to say, dude, just call me Knight. It's so much easier. But I didn't want to, you know, interrupt him.
You also got told to leave because you're a Reddit mod.
Oh, yeah. That was
Yeah, he's-
funny. I was
what did
sitting
you say,
there
Joey?
laughing my head off.
You're like, also, one more question. Can we never be friends because I'm a red mod? He was like, no, we can never be. Fuck off.
Yeah. That was hilarious. I
He's
sat
like,
there
I want you to
laughing.
go die. Get out of my mumble.
He didn't
Correct.
say that.
Oh, something like that.
It
wouldn't be
was
surprised
along
if he said
those
something like that.
lines. I guess you could say I got meested. It was pretty good. Okay, so let's move
Yeah,
on
we
to
got
Divane's involvement. More,
Yay.
you know, section.
I'm not.
So you're now a direwolf.
Yeah. Confirmed.
You
She's
don't look
replacing
very
Just
wolfy.
Feedy.
I would have
She's
never
replacing
noticed.
Just Feedy. Just feeds
An
too much.
ADC lane.
Yeah.
The only role I can play.
And now we're getting the Richard Castle Divane duo lane that we've
Dick
always wanted.
Fane.
I mean,
Lane,
your words,
the
not mine.
dream.
More like the Dick lane. Hey. Damn
Wow. I don't know. That's meant to me.
God.
right, Rankonius. You're supposed to support me in that one. I made a bad pun.
Okay!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna glaze right over that happening.
So,
Rippy got himself a girlfriend. What?
Did
you
he?
may or may not be listening.
Congrats.
So Devane, what do you actually do for Direwolves now? You're the community streamer for them?
Pretty much, yeah. So, like, essentially, I would stream for them, and like, it's meant to like build up, like, Smite, I guess, interest.
Promote.
Yeah, promote Smite, pretty much.
Got a free hoodie, didn't you? That's cool.
Yes.
It's a pretty sick hoodie. Or in the words of Wiz, dank hoodie.
Dank.
He actually said that when me and him, when I was a manager at the time, me and
She's
Wiz
so
were
groupie.
in a Skype call with Rippy, and he goes through like, what are the list of things that you know would be good for sponsorship, and he goes, "Can we get some of those dank hoodies, like in the most professional atmosphere?" And he goes, "Oh god, it was hilarious. It was hilarious."
Huh.
Anyway, story time over.
Hmm.
Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
continue. Continue.
I'm also going to be getting a partnership stream or channel sometime soon. Whenever that gets
Some
processed.
Divane emotes.
Yeah.
You getting some Divane emotes?
I already made
We
some.
get-
of it.
Oh,
So
can we
what,
get any
after-
spoilers then?
So after working so hard to get like 1,800 followers, you're now gonna move channels.
No,
no,
it'll be on my channel. There'll be
Oh,
this
okay.
button on there. Yeah. Yeah.
I can see why this podcast has 80 viewers. We're at 80? Oh,
Yeah.
fuck yeah. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We appreciate that. And everyone watching on YouTube as well, thank you. Here's something. Approximately 1 hour ago, I booked flights to go to PAX, to go to Melbourne for a
Still need to
week.
do that. I got a place
Yeah.
to stay. I haven't got a way to get there.
No, he's got a place to stay. I'm hooking him up.
Oh yeah, and Krista as well, she offered.
Confirmed Knightfall and Rankonius hooking up.
What?
That wink was not subtle.
That was not, that
I
was
didn't
so
wink.
bad,
I didn't
dude.
realize I didn't wink.
But yeah, I have a I have a lady friend who also offered me a
Let's just go with friend. Let's just.
Lady
place to
friend.
stay. Yeah. Well,
I've also
you
someone
know,
else in hats.
a few people know. Well, I take that back. Actually, quite a lot of people know. Even more people know now. Shit. Moving on.
She watching now?
No, otherwise I'm in trouble.
Quickly searching through the viewer list.
So this vlog thing that I started last week, the perspective countdown to PAX thing. Basically, what I want to do with it is get like caster admin, personality, quote unquote, perspectives on PAX. Thoughts about it, what they expect, what they like, what they, what their thoughts are right now. And tomorrow it's going to be Switch Bays edition. Way! He really wanted to get involved, so I was like, sure, dude, you so can. And
Thanks,
hopefully
Switch.
he's
Now
recorded
all
it.
of us have to do it.
Yes. I'd actually like one from all the casters, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I'll make one eventually.
What's up, HughZ? I see you shaking your head.
I'm just reading the chat. I'm just... Jesus
What is it?
Christ. I expect to see a Smite meetup pic of Rankonius and Knightfall in bed together.
Oh, God.
Fanfic.
Please no. Yeah, that'll just make more fucking fanfic. Please no.
Nothing wrong with fanfics. It makes the community grow just a little.
But it's
In a
creepy.
weird way.
It's creepy. The
Certainly
last
makes you
one
think
ended
so.
with me being freaking like a corpse and someone, doing things to my corpse. So that's why I
no one
really
did anything.
don't want one.
No more.
No one did anything to your corpse, Knightfall. You were just dead.
Oh, it ended with me being a corpse. Why
He
is
was
this the
dragged
thing?
off to a room for his corpse to have something happen to it.
God.
Was he? I don't think that's the end of the story. I don't think that's what I wrote.
I don't think we should discuss the story. That sounds
Yeah, let's
fucked.
I'm
avoid
pretty
that.
sure Knightfall was just stabbed, alright?
I was dead by the end of it. Let's avoid
by
all
an
future
H-knife.
fanfics.
Hey, look, if you're gonna blame anyone for it, blame Rankonius.
Yeah, it's
No,
my
no.
fault, man.
No, wait, was
Clearly.
it... Wait, who did I get to stab you?
Why are we discussing that?
I know definitely one of them was, Killage. Was it Switchbait Killage or Rankin Killage?
Forgot
It was
about
probably
this.
Switch.
It's probably Switch. Probably Switch.
Smart
What
OC
the
fanfic podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go. Blame Switchbait. Hashtag blame Switch in the
We've
chat.
moved on from Hearthstone.
Here we go. Fuck yeah. Okay. One last point, and then we can move on to questions and other shenanigans not to do with me dying.
Yet.
Rank, you have things.
Yes, I did throw some things in here. I'm doing some interviews, obviously. There'll be some Australian stuff, which you'll probably find out about sometime this week. But I am obviously trying to do some interviews. I believe I was targeting Ataraxia for #1. I'm in the Go Titan, which is Titan's supportive clan in-game, and they also wanted me to interview Pretty Prime, so I'm going to try and do that as well. But anyone who wants the story done. So obviously I put out my story and I've started doing a little bit of vlogging and whatnot as well. Anyone who wants their story done, anyone who wants to come on, and if you just want to have a discussion with me about stuff in the gaming industry or whatever, if you want to do stuff like that, I'm down for that. But I do need help for that. If you guys want to do it, contact me and get in touch.
I'd like to do one.
Anyone who wants to lend a hand. Knightfall has an interesting story, I'm sure.
It's pretty interesting. I think it's interesting, but then again, it's
I had
my
an
story, so I could
interesting
be
story,
super
but it involved
biased.
bushes.
Just a little
Oh, it's a
hint.
very boring one.
I will
Really?
say for anyone that is going through something, if you just want to get stuff out there, number one, it helps people deal with you. If something's offensive to you and people don't know, like for example, there's a lot of things that could be potentially offensive to me, and me just getting out there what my depression's like and how I was dealing with it and whatnot. I actually had a lot of people come up to me and just go, you know what, this actually really spoke words to me, and I actually understood. I understand what a lot of this shit is about. You're not alone. So if you feel like you've got something, anxiety issues, I didn't even discuss any. I think I barely touched on my anxiety, so I still want to get that out. Plus, it was also really, really therapeutic for me, because that's the kind of person I am. I like to sit down and chat about stuff.
Cool beans. Just a little hint at my story. The chances of me getting into Smite were like 1 in 6,000-ish. So, yeah, I
It's
want
done the maths. It's done the maths.
Very, very rough maths. There was like 5... Your camera turned off, HughZ. There was like 5 closed beta codes for Smite that this guy was giving away, and I won one, and I was like, damn. Yeah,
Damn.
so that was the start. Anyway, shall we move on to questions from the chat? Wait, how long have we been going? Only like 33 minutes? This is a short
Something like
one.
that.
How do we extend
Yeah,
this?
well, OCC is gonna be more exciting.
Yeah,
Let's
Do
guys.
something,
be-
people.
Why don't we
I
go
don't
over picks for this week? What's the developments in the meta? What do we think of any of the skins? Because I know Mishi herself, Mavara, has got some pretty strong opinions of some of the new skins, and Sassy Nessie's a big fan of them as well. I got to meet up with her last week with my fiance. We went out and met her up in Melbourne.
Are you talking about the
Melbourne's a cool
new
place.
patch coming out? for
Yes, the
Chinese
patch
Stadium?
that's
I
just
haven't
been
seen
released.
those patch. Can someone link those?
The
I do
current
have
patch.
No,
I
the
didn't
current
realize
patch.
it was a patch. I missed it.
I think that wasn't a patch, was there? I thought it was just.
Wait,
a
no,
server.
the service went
The
down.
Celestial
like, a
Wedding.
week before.
Question
Oh,
for...
that
Oh,
one.
okay, the
Oh,
one that
okay.
came out
Yeah,
last
yeah.
week.
Hang on, guys.
Did we talk
Question
about
for
it last
Knightfall. When was the last time you cut your fringe? A while ago. I've been...
Oh my goodness.
Fucking hell. I've been meaning to get a haircut, but I really cannot be bothered. I'm one of those lazy people that just cut it once and be like, fuck it, it's done. Sorry, continue. Picks, things, meta change,
Skins.
skins, whatnot. Actually, where are the patch notes? Was that a thing?
Boom, I've got them. One
Cool
second.
bananas. Oh yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit of controversy? It's not to do with us or OC.
Okay.
Okay, let's.
So the London conspiracy jumping on, what team was it? Paradigm.
Paradigm.
When they DC'd. What are our thoughts about this? This is a bit of heat. I like heat.
You can see why they're doing it. Like, it is cutthroat to be at the top of esports and whatnot.
It is, and that's
It's
something.
rough.
Emilzy put a thing on the Reddit saying like, London conspiracy point of view on the Cuvo free DC, and I watched that, and he pointed out Adana said, $1.6 million. You'd do whatever to get an advantage. Adana's tweeted, and then Emilzy was like, I agree with this, but at the same time, let me explain why it happened. And he goes, you know, like, we called it, and then they DC'd it, but we were already in combat. And then they were like, oh no. I feel like Paradigm are just salty that it wasn't them. Like, they were on the back end of it, you know?
Was this the thing
You'll
to do
always
with
be
like, the
salty.
Ymir wall?
Sorry? Timmy?
Was this the thing to do with the Ymir wall? Because I heard DM saying something about that.
No,
Well,
it
it was-
was in a Pro
That's,
League game.
that's the summer finals.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
In a Pro League game, Paradigm got a DC, but at the same time as someone DCing, they London Conspiracy were already engaging in combat and they couldn't pause. So then they took it was like a 4v5. But yeah,
Too bad.
yeah,
Don't
and
combat, too
and
bad.
Paradigm are a bit salty about it, but anyone's gonna be salty about it when they're on the back end. If it was the other way round, Paradigm would be happy as hell.
Like, shit happens. Yeah, there's a lot of money on the line, but can't help it. Like, you're in combat, you're in combat. Run
Get
the
better
fuck away.
internet. That'll help.
Up Griffin
Oh, wait, I knew
Where do you think
this.
you live, Australia?
Something I heard about. Sorry.
Paradigm still went 2-0 though, so I don't really know why they're complaining all that much.
Did they win that?
They won both games, yeah.
Did they? Oh, they did too,
Yeah.
eh? That's why the lobster interview was there, wasn't it? Yeah,
Yep.
okay. Yeah. So why are they complaining? Like, Jesus.
Because it's just a bad situation, but,
Yeah.
you know,
If you're
Shit
good enough to
happens.
win with a DC, then you should just not,
Just shut up and take your money.
essentially. Anyway, sorry. Patch notes.
Yeah,
There's
patch
a-
notes, seeing as we haven't really discussed them. Do you want me to just start? Have you guys got them all up?
Let's
The
not
special
go
edition?
through all of them.
No,
I'm pretty,
obviously.
At
I'm pretty
all.
sure we went through them last week, but
Did we?
maybe some highlights out of it that
Yeah,
we didn't quite pick
just
up on.
really big stuff.
I don't remember going through them last week because last week we
I
were
don't
touching
remember.
on.
Yeah.
We were Captain Coach
Captain
and
Coach
DD.
and Ruler.
Yeah, I don't remember you guys talking anything.
We didn't even
about
touch on these because, like,
No.
otherwise I'd remember going over this sort of shit with.
Yeah, you
Captain
might be.
Coach.
You might be right. Actually, we might.
Um,
We-
Gonna-
no,
I'm
you
pretty
guys
sure
never
the
talked.
only big thing is the skins of friggin' Chang'e and
Capri got
HughZ.
it.
Other than
Capri
that,
got a bit of a
Yeah.
no.
Did he?
Yeah, Capri got nerfed. There's a bunch of skins coming out, and like
Triumph and
there's
Agony skin now rewarded at 10 hours played together instead of 30.
oh
that,
that.
and also like the training map plus jungle practice. That's like the only
These
real big
patch-
changes.
I thought
Everything
you
else
meant-
is just like bugs.
I thought you meant the patch notes for today because the server's down now, so they're
Do
obviously
we
doing
have
something.
The
those?
servers are up.
Are they?
Yep.
I think that was just.
I feel like
they
there
back
was
up.
many
Oh, they're back up
before.
from 15 minutes ago. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So new skins. That's cool. Kippy got nerfed. Still not in competitive play. That's something to watch out for this weekend. He's still not available to be played.
Capri's still strong as hell though. Like
Yeah.
you can't stop him. He's still strong as hell.
And
It's just that disappointing moment when you're like, yes, I got the kill, never mind.
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, close enough.
he's like at 40% HP.
I still think it's absolute bullshit that he can ult himself. I don't think that should have been a thing possible.
The
That's
weirdest
pretty-
thing, I just tuned into the chat again, and the first thing I see is Yada. I'm looking forward to puberty. What?
What?
Okay,
Yeah, I
Yada.
just noticed that.
Okay,
Puberty-
Yada.
Maybe we
Puberty
should
should be pretty
close
high.
chat until like questions.
No, I like
Actually,
reading
no,
it.
it's too funny.
It's
Too funny.
hilarious.
Yeah.
It's too good. Yeah, so nerf skins. Apparently, this voice pack for Chang'e sounds good.
Sounds cute.
And yeah. Anything else
And,
from this patch?
catch up on the controversial like card for the Sun's Bride card.
Oh yeah, so basically HughZ used a third-party art designer thingamajiggy for the card for Sun Bride Chang'e, and it was essentially the exact same splash
Yes.
art for Lux from
Lux.
League of Legends.
Yeah,
one
like
of
a
her
Sailor
skins.
Moon kind of.
Oh, great. We've got
Yeah.
more things at the league and, you know, Master of Dota
Yeah.
as well, saying that we rip things off them.
It's pretty bad. It was like an
Yeah.
exact copy. Just
Someone
Okay, if it was a...
someone put a side-by-side thing.
That's getting pretty close.
Actually, not a side-by-side, like an on top, like it flicked between the two, and you could see the differences, and it was absolutely minimal.
The question is that the person who did the art for the LOL card, was it the same person?
I don't
I
know.
don't
They
think so.
never released any of that stuff. They just like in the Reddit post they just said, yeah, we're investigating this, blah blah blah, and that's it. And there was nothing like no one knows who the artist was.
Hmm.
So I kind of wanted to know too.
Cool
But-
beans.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, all the effects for the skins are super pretty. I love
So
them.
yeah, I've obviously well, can we go back and actually discuss the disconnection thing?
Sure.
Because I'm just going over Paradigm Lobster's words.
Oh yeah, I read that too.
On the Twit longer. So basically, there are tournaments. So how this all sort of sets up from more of an in-depth perspective than you guys. The Australian stuff is a little bit different to this because obviously we don't have specific servers set up and a specific way to go through to set up for the Pro League. It's not as simple as that. Hi-Res for the SPLs in both North America and Europe obviously have very dedicated servers to try and optimize the in-game performance for everyone involved. The only problem with that is that you are always going to run into this issue. Some internet providers don't route directly to a server as well. That's why Hi-Res do give you the chance in an SPL game to test the server first. You get one remake on any game. So each team gets one remake on every game, right? So they use their remake because they're all Paradigm are sitting on 100 ping on the server. There's nothing to do. So Lobster, Cuvo, Fred, and Trix Tank all on 100 ping. There's nothing they can do. So they're just like, all right, we're just gonna have to remake. Let's just see what it was. Get assigned to a different server. They get the exact same ping on that one. So obviously it's a routing issue, which again across every game, depending on who's hosting the servers, where the servers are hosted, which internet provider the server host is working with, the server hosts, any of the programming and whatnot down the server end. And this even happens with us with the replays and whatnot. The replays can have an issue. The replays could be routed through different pathing, and the server's got different processing, obviously, for the replays as well. So they're not as, I believe, high priority or just processed as well is also another issue that can run through with this. But it's just going to happen. And some days you'll get really, really nice connections through because the piping that you're on may be very unused at that time of day. From 7 till 10 p.m. whilst you're playing ranked, you might have 30 ping, and the rest of the day you might have 80 ping. And I don't know why that is. Sometimes it just happens like that, and sometimes it happens in the reverse of that, where in those busy times, which is generally you're about 5 to 10 p.m., somewhere in there is generally when you'll get your highest ping. Sometimes that sort of stuff just happens. So that's the 100 ping issue, obviously, on the disconnection issue. But moving on, they play game one, they've got a good lead, they stare down at FG, trying to bait them in, they're not taking the bait, and we start slapping Fire Giant. The second Cuvo Fred disconnects, they jump / engage us. Now, we're all healthy and far ahead of them. We wanted them to engage us in the first place. That's why we have only 2 people placed directly near the Fire Giant, it being the Fire Giant. The fact that they had no chance in winning that fight with all 5 is connected is literally the only reason I called them out on it. So, obviously, London Conspiracy saw an opportunity to go for it, and they went for the engage. Unfortunately, it happens, Cuvo Fred. Now, there is an analogy that has been made here by Lobster, and this is probably the point that I want us to all start discussing, is that if in soccer, one of the players on the field falls over and dies, he's suddenly dead.
And
He's gonna get caprioled in a few seconds and just suddenly resurrect. It's fine, but for those few seconds, he's dead. Do you grab the ball and do you run off down the other pitch? What happens if I'm Neath and I'm sitting on the right hand side? For some reason, I'm mid lane Neath, right? The AD carry on the other team is about to disconnect, and I've fired my ult at them. It hits them right as they've disconnected, but somebody on the map is still in combat, and my ADC just solos them down and gets the kill because it's a one-on-one and they're disconnected. That Neath ultimate was already there. They were looking for the kill, so maybe they got the entire kill whilst you were stunned, but you were disconnected. You wouldn't have been able to react anyway, but sometimes things like this will happen in the game. And even though the direct analogy is made to soccer, the referee can't see what's behind him. The same as what's happening in Smite. The referee can't see what's behind him. If I was to run up and kick you in the shins, and I'm standing behind the referee, and so are you, the referee's not going to see that. That's why there's linesmen, right? You can't do that in a video game. What do you guys feel should there be any excesses made for this? Because I'm going to draw this back to League of Legends, again, because League of Legends has been over this situation, and this situation has happened a bajillion times, and they've made a rule for it. If you pause during an engage because somebody has disconnected or is having a keyboard issue, you lose 1 ban from the next game. Should something like this be in place in Smite, and what should it be?
Well, it can't because it's combat pause.
Okay, we remove combat pausing.
Right.
So you can pause at any stage of the game.
But then
Well,
combat pausing stops. How do I word
all
it?
that aside, say you combat pause and you get that 1 ban penalty. What if you're on the last game of your matchup, then ban
It's your next game. It's for your next game.
for your next game?
It's all situational, I guess. Depends on how serious it was and like the timing and stuff. Like DM brought up the Ymir wall that pushed someone and then they were in a combat pause. You know, like you can't really have a system in place to deal with every single little thing. So you'll constantly be like, oh, what can we do about this? What can we do about this? Oh, we have to change the system again. So
okay, so the next step, are we comfortable with the way that combat pausing is automatically in place in the game right now?
I like it, yeah, it's good.
I like it. I think
But at
it's
the same
just,
time,
like,
it's bad. You know, there's good and bad situations because you can't you have to communicate with the other team, which can then put you behind, which I guess is in Paradigm's favour. But at the same time, it's, I'm with London Conspiracy in that they were engaging at the same time that the DC happened. So, like, there was a blink, and then at that exact time, when they were fighting, then the DC happened. And you're not looking at the image of, you're not looking at, oh, he DC'd. You're looking at the enemy trying to go for the kill, right? So...
Yeah, it really comes down to, like, the timing. Like, if they saw, oh, they disconnected, quickly someone blink in and engage on them before they press pause, then, yeah, that's pretty, like, dirty of them, I will say. But, like, if you blink in and then disconnects, like, that's just bad luck, pretty much. Like, the most you have to do is just retreat back and pause at the moment with the combat blink.
We use the analogy of
With
soccer.
the combat pause.
We've used the analogy of soccer, and the situations in soccer where if one team gets an unfair penalty, or if one team gets, like, the ball goes out and it's called that they kicked it out when they didn't, there's a sportsmanship rule where the other team will give them the ball back. It's not a rule, it's not a law, it's just a kind of gentleman's agreement between the teams kind of thing. And quite frankly, like, that's just what it's got to kind of be in Smite.
Yeah.
And in high tension situations like that, you may not know that someone's DC'd. You may just have to go for it and then worry about it later, because there is so much on the line. As we know, like, there's a spot at the LAN available, which is your last chance to go to the Smite World Championships to play for that $1 million top prize. And obviously there's a lot of money on the line in the Pro League itself. So I don't think that there's anything wrong with the way Smite has it at the moment. What I think could happen is in the OPL, where the cyber gamer admins, being myself, Knightfall, Giles, and Cyanide, that are kind of the actively involved admins, are all pretty much around at the time of the matches going on. And if there's an issue, we're generally contactable within a minute. And maybe something happened like that between the SPL and HughZ. Now, I'm sure there is something in that vein enabled in the SPL. It would make sense to, in case there's something completely wrong with the games. But yeah, I just think it was a shitty situation. It is 1 in 1,000 situation that we'll see repeated maybe in like 2 years or so. But I don't know. I don't think there's like an obvious fix to it.
Yeah, I agree with you, HughZ. It just really... Oh, your camera's off again. It comes down to pretty much, a gentleman's agreement, like, oh, they disconnected, we'll back off, let them get back online, get their shit together, and then we'll go again. But it feels like that might not end up happening, just purely because, like, it's esports, and, like, not saying that everyone in esports is BM, but, like, you're sitting at your computer, at a monitor, there's not really a very personal, very human connection with your opponent, so you see it more as an advantage, not more as someone suffering.
Yeah. But again, it's just that shitty situation.
It is. It's a shitty
really help
situation.
it, and,
Nothing no one could have done about it, and hey, they still won the game.
Should we take questions about literally anything that spices things up? Let's talk about something less, flat.
Yeah. Well,
Dry
can
and
I just close this out quickly? And this is, again, obviously earlier in... I'm sorry to throw this back, Knightfall, because this was actually really hard for you to get through. We had some discussions. There was obviously some allegations of corruption on your behalf earlier in the year when some issues went down. Now...
That's the thing.
Hashtag free ride.
Fuck off.
No. Hang on. This is where we get into this, right? Is in these rare one-off cases where things like this happen, and they do happen, those admins that are in power are in there with the responsibility and the trust that they do their job. If they make a mistake, that's the last adminning decision they make, and tournament admins can generally, like, overseas can generally override the rules anyway, to go through that. For high-res and stuff like this, where the people and the administrations in this, it's their job. If they make a mistake in something like this, they risk their job. So they're going to make the right rules, and they're going to go on and make the right sort of decisions like this as well. I worked in a tournament on Friday, on Saturday morning our stage, but Friday US, where the winning team was very BM to the second place team. The second place team didn't want to play game 2 of the best of 3. ended up forfeiting, and they turned around and told the admins and whatnot. They said, hey, we're forfeiting, and the admins doled out a ban and reversed the standings in that grand final. Those sorts of things are based purely on respect for all parties involved and with the rule set that is outlined for each individual tournament. Cybergamer have their own individual rules. Turnip Esports have their own individual rules, which this tournament was run for, and the SPL have their own individual rule sets. The admins will always, 100% of the time, adhere to, as best they can, those rules, and any gaps in them are down to the common sense of admins. If anything like this comes up again, have trust in the admins. They've been there, they've been trained to do their job properly, and they do it appropriately.
Yeah, so no more
Indeed.
like excuses saying like, oh, they do this in Turnup, or they do this in SPL. It's like, or they do this in OPL. If you're playing in a certain tournament under a certain admin, you follow the rules that they've set.
And there is always a rule in those rule sets that says if there is a gap in these rules, then the admin's decision is final and there will be an admin discretion, because common sense fills those spaces. I've been around real sports and officiating in real sports such a long time. At 16, when I was able to get my officiating license for motocross, I did, because my parents have been around it so long. I've been around this sort of stuff. When there's a lapse in judgment or a small hole in the rules, generally, even volumes of rules that are this thick for motocross that has so many legal obligations to fill, there are times when there is a gap in that rules. It is down to common sense, and those admins do their jobs appropriately. And then if there's a mistake in the rules, you send it off and you fix it next week.
Alright, good question. Predictions for PAX. Hands down, Direwolves and Avant in the finals. No doubt. I can. Like,
Oh, that's some hefty.
I'm seeing at least Avant-Garde, and I would be surprised if Direwolves don't make it there.
yeah,
I
Direwolves Avant.
I think
hands
rather
down.
than predicting the final two teams, let's just take a step back and go the 4 teams that are going to get
Yeah,
it.
no.
So-
That's what I'm saying. Like in the,
Okay.
it's just.
Oh, you're
I
saying
have
from
faith.
the OPL. You're saying from
Oh,
the two.
OPL.
Okay, so you're saying the 2 team.
Oh no,
Two teams
just
from the
at
OPL
PAX.
is good.
I
Yeah,
just
so
thought,
confused.
Avant. Oh god, my Cortana
Okay,
started
because it sounded like you were saying Avant-Garde Die was in the grand finals.
in the grand finals.
100%.
Yes, that's my.
Oh,
thoughts.
so you are making that bold prediction.
Yeah, I'm
Looking
making that
up.
bold prediction.
Yeah. Oh,
Who
okay.
else though? Who will?
I would be surprised if
okay.
Who
Avant-Garde
else will?
don't make it there, because so far during Invitational
AV can't not
and
make it.
Chiefs.
The
Yeah.
position that
The
AV
only
are in right
time-
now, they can't not make it. And
Yes, they
I'm pretty
can.
sure.
Yeah, they can miss out on making if they lose their final 2 matchups. They go 0-4 on there, and the Chiefs win all their ones. They still have a lower score than Avant-Garde does.
So Chiefs have to beat Direwolves and their last one, and Avant have to lose their.
They have to lose this week and they have to lose next week. This week they
Yeah.
play Ivory Gaming. Last week they play Direwolves.
Right, but keep in mind that the only times that Avant-Garde have actually lost was during in the Invitational there when they split with Direwolves, and then they won the tiebreaker.
But Chiefs went around
They,
there.
they lost 2-0 to Direwolves in a best of 3, and then
Yeah.
they won the tiebreaker 2-0.
Yeah,
That's how closely they are. That's why I put them in the finals. Devane, you look so bored.
Hang
Let's,
on, hang on.
no, let's
Thank
include
you.
Devane.
So,
Well,
so
they're-
what,
okay.
Let's include
what you guys are
Devane.
saying here is that AV have to lose to Ivory this weekend.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But anyway,
That's
Devane.
like for them to not
AV
make it.
AV are locked in. AV are locked in.
Okay,
Basically
that's
assured.
straight up BM.
who does Direwolves still have to fight? They still have to fight Chiefs.
Who do you think, Devane? Direwolves
Okay.
for Worlds?
Well, I always thought Avant and Direwolves, of course. Like, I don't know.
Yep.
No one really.
You
Who
can be
else?
biased.
But what I'm asking
You're
is, with
wearing-
like, I don't like to be biased, but yeah, Direwolves will win. There we go. They're gonna go to the Smite World.
Nice.
Check.
There you go. That's the contract ticked off.
So the teams that go to PAX, are they all like on an even standing?
No.
So they still got their like ladders.
No. So there's only 4 teams that go to PAX, but what it has to do with is seeding. So the 2 teams that go from the OPL will be the 1st and 2nd seed at PAX, and then the 2 teams that come through the Challengers Cup tournament will be the 3rd or 4th seed. So coming 1st or 2nd can affect whether you play the 3rd or 4th team, which at the moment is we're assuming is going to be Chiefs and one other team. And obviously Chiefs are very strong. You'd probably rather play the other team. No offense to those other teams. It's just that Chiefs are above the competition at this point. I kind of rate the teams as Avant Direwolves on the same level, and then half a step below them Chiefs, and then a step below them kind of the rest of the competition that is then tiered down from there.
I really want someone from the open ladder to take that last spot. Like,
Big
that'd be
upset.
awesome.
Defiance. Hashtag Defiance. Watch out for Defiance.
Defiance, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might see a few surprises from the open ladder. That'd actually be really exciting.
Team Yandagari, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Kai's team. Looks pretty good. Cognitive Click looks really good as well. There's a lot of very strong open ladder teams in there that can really take it to the teams that are being relegated from the Pro League. And I'm really, really excited for the Challengers Cup tournament.
Oh, here's a good question. Shit, where'd it go? Something that OCE will bring to Worlds that will throw off other regions. Dashing good looks. That's something we'll bring.
Ymir being bad.
Yeah,
Ymir
they'll
being
ban
bad.
Ymir and we'll pick...
Ymir being bad and Wukong being fairly decent.
And in the base of the enemy.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
also
nice.
someone
Well,
said, hey
oh,
Knight, HughZ, good job casting on DM's stream the other day.
Oh.
Thanks, man. I did terrible. HughZ did really well.
He didn't do terribly. He just wouldn't let me speak.
I know. I'm sorry. I panicked.
That's all right.
I was so nervous and scared. But yeah, it was good. It was good.
So,
And
yeah,
then DM
like-
Brandon roasted you as well.
I got
Yeah.
roasted. I can die happy now
Oh, like in Smite OC or your stream?
on DM stream.
On DM stream, so there's
What do you mean by
800
hosted?
watching them.
No, roasted.
Oh, roasted. Oh.
Yeah. If I got
How far-
hosted, shit, that'd be
Here's
bad.
another
Holy
decent
shit.
question
Hearing
as well.
impaired.
How far do you think an OCE team can go in Worlds?
I reckon,
That's interesting.
honestly, top 3.
Oh,
I'm gonna throw it that far. I
Wow.
believe
They're saying
in
somewhere
OCE.
around 4th. Like, here's
mean,
the
I
thing,
would've
right?
said
Let's
4th.
say, for example, Avant-Garde go to Worlds, right? They have been coached by Captain Coach, who used to coach Titan, so
They've got the
it's
intel.
not like, yeah, it's not like they're going in there like completely blind. They have some idea of what to expect and how to handle things. The thing that what I'm interested to see is how some of these top teams in OCE, like Direwolves, haven't lost a match in OPL yet. Like how they work from behind if they do get behind, because we haven't seen that before, and we saw in Cheese.
Well, Invidious, come on.
Invidious.
If Invidious get to Worlds, they'll do fine because they can stall.
It's like we saw, Chiefs. They were like the top 3. They were undefeated, and then they first Avant-Garde. Granted, it is Avant-Garde. They are very strong, but I think that Chiefs really showed a weakness in the fact that if they don't win the early game, they struggle lots. Now, it's a question of how much of a factor is that going to be to, say, Direwolves or Avant-Garde or anyone else who go to PAX? How well can they handle that?
I think what I've heard from Ruler, the coach of Direwolves, is that from what he's, because he also coaches the Latin American region and is obviously coaching an EU SPL team as well. He's seen a lot of the foreign scenes. What I've heard his opinion is that the OC teams are better than the Latin American teams and the Chinese teams, and about on par with the Brazilian teams, and could even be very close to the bottom level EU and NA SPL teams. But we're going to be facing the top level teams from EU and NA. Like the bottom ranked team that will get in there will be 3rd from NA or 3rd from EU. So that's either going to be someone like a TSM, an Eager, a Cloud9, or it's going to be someone like a Paradigm, Epsilon, Titan. It's going to be one of those really strong teams,
Yeah.
and it's going to be difficult for OCE to get past that. But OCE generally doesn't do the greatest in World Championship tournaments, and if we can get through a couple of rounds, we should be extremely proud of our boys, considering, not to kind of be negative, but there isn't that much talent in the region. We're a very small player base compared to NA and EU. And so there's not a whole lot of great competition for those top level teams to go up against. There's no other teams kind of on their level or on the NA EU SPL team levels, whereas they can really kind of take scrim partners from anyone in the SPL or Challengers Cup and still be really, really good competition.
And the people
So-
who go, they'll be up against, like you said, the 3rd place NA, like your Eagers and your TSMs. And all of those teams have got experience at LANs. Like
Yeah.
every single one of them. So whoever goes
they-
from
yeah.
OCE is not only going to get LAN experience, but going to be able to play against them, learn from it, get so much better, and then we'll come back next year or do really well this year, and people will get interested. Like, oh, I really liked this player. I'm gonna go watch OCE Pro League now, and that brings more viewers in, and it like just by
Yeah.
having the spot, it means that we're guaranteed more publicity. So it's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's what I'm really looking for. Like HughZ said, Ruler said that we are capable of taking games off, Latin America, China, and maybe even Brazil. So if we perform well, we get some stage time, we turn a few heads, all of a sudden the rest of the regions are like, holy shit, OCE's a thing. And then
There's
after we
probably
get all
one people
that
doesn't realize
experience.
something.
The
Yeah.
other cool thing that we're going to get as well is the analysts. Like, the VODs are going to be so watched and so super analyzed.
Yeah, by like
Um,
5 analysts. Like, off
exactly,
camera.
like, that's
They'll
the
be
thing.
Studied to absolute detail.
So whoever goes over there is going to improve by not only the solo queue that they're going to be able to play, the scrims that they're going to be able to do, but then the analysts. But we're also all going to get the analysis that we're going to get out of these teams, and also whoever goes over there, they've then got to step up their game because everyone's going to know how to counter them when they get back. That's the other problem
Yeah.
with going over is that's the bad thing when you're from such a 3-team like really top core region like we are.
Well, we saw like in the last World Championships when China made their showcase, they came out with like an Ares Hercules duo lane and an Anubis mid, and all of a sudden like they took a game, or like they came close to taking a game, but then a few games later, I believe it was an NA team, they were like, oh, this is how you counter him. Done.
Yeah, exactly. So, but
Like,
I
I
feel
guess
like
you could say they adapted,
I don't get the pun.
adapting
Like the
from
player?
EU. They were adapting. I could have gone way
From
better
that
than that.
high note, let's.
I think we're going to beat China because China's playing on a patch behind, unfortunately, and China's game state as well is very closed off. You can't really get access to it all that easily. So even though there's not all that much creeping out of China, there's not all that much to talk about out of China. So even though they've got OMG, OMG's got a team. I'm pretty sure Samsung have a team. When I was doing some research into this about 3 months ago, yeah, so OMG have a team, Samsung have a team, and there's a couple other big name orgs coming out of China. It doesn't mean all that much on a world scale.
Did your camera stop, HughZ? It looks like it. Or are you really
No.
good at sitting still? Okay.
I'm, yeah.
No, his lips aren't moving.
Yeah, it stopped. I mean, like,
What?
it's on, but
Well, at least you're not 8-bit. There it
I
goes.
turned it off and turned it back on again.
Oh, you're sounding like you might be going 8-bit.
So anyway,
Maybe we
I
can
think-
finish up here while I'm before I die. completely.
yeah. Well, thank you. Oh,
Well,
should we do like...
well, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.
Shut up,
No.
HughZ.
No one likes classic musicals. Okay. Whatever.
The hills are
No.
alive
Oh, fuck
with the sound
China has,
of
like-
music.
But China has a very different meta to everybody else.
China, like,
Which is
as
good.
we saw in Worlds last year, China's meta is completely different. Like I said, they had a duo lane consisting of an Ares and a Hercules, focusing purely on killing the enemy.
Wow.
That was their, like,
clearly
and they were
Titan was
all
studying their
all
meta.
Wow.
early game. Like, they had Anubis Thanatos as well.
The
Anubis
Thanatos
is like
was on point.
Anubis is like T1. in China.
Sounds like
Yeah, Anubis is like
Yeah.
Alcorn
Like-
and below.
We're gonna get to Worlds, and Ares is just gonna get a slight buff again. That's
is Smite big in China? No idea.
It's not
That's the thing.
huge, but it's there. I'd say
Like,
it's
it's
the size of
close off.
OCE. Like,
Yeah, it's closed off, so like the people who do have access to it are like a bit more exclusive, whereas OCE is very much more open. So yes, we do have these pro players who are very talented. There are a lot of people who are quite casual. They're just playing, for the lols. They're playing to have fun, and that's one thing I want to bring up is that a lot of the times the higher players, they don't have all that much competition here in OCE. So when they say play ranked, they just stomp people, and then they don't get much experience out of that, like learning experience. Like I believe I was talking to Fonke a little bit, or like I was messaging him or whatever. He said that he was just playing rank on NA because no one queues rank in OCE.
they don't.
Pretty much,
It's
like
very
the
difficult.
region is just too small.
I've yet
And
to play
I
a
don't
ranked
wanna-
game.
Yeah, I don't want to wait
'Cause
like 30
I
minutes for a game. I want to play a game.
Yeah, I don't have time for it. I gotta stream.
Also,
It's no
like I
excuse.
don't. Also, I don't want to like
Well-
I don't want to qualify for any league because then I want to say, you don't know what I'm capable of. I'm qualifying.
That's what I say. It's like I'm qualifying. I got any. Yeah.
I'm
I
the
could
mystery
be in-
card, the wild
I could be in diamonds. I could be in gold.
Tippy for
silver.
wild cards.
card.
Alrighty, should we end it there? Been going for like an hour
Yeah.
and 7 minutes, and
I'm
HughZ is
I'm
dead.
still dead.
He
I don't know
died.
why.
You're the corpse now, you bitch.
Fucking fight me.
Someone
At
up there for
PAX,
Pantec.
in that boxing arena that so many
Yeah.
people are gonna fight each other in.
Day 1 is Switch versus the region, and then day 2 it's like everyone else.
I don't even think we'll get through like the amount of people that Switch wants to fight
have
in
to
day
host-
one.
We'll have to
No,
host
well, I
a
mean,
Switch
I don't think
versus-
Switch will get through day 1.
We'll have to host a Switch versus the region one outside, so the people that couldn't get tickets can still get into the ring on day 1.
Yeah. Plus, I just want to say, congrats Knightfall on not doing your American voice again, because now Cyanide probably might not punch you in the dick.
Yeah, I could do it on this podcast. That I won't do it now.
Do
I
it. He's
don't
watching.
want to. I don't
He's
wanna
watching.
do it.
He's listening.
Fuck him. It's
He's
my
not in control of
podcast.
the podcast.
This is my region. This is my
This is
territory,
my podcast.
Oh my god, that was.
You guys don't have
Like-
the
See what
chemistry.
fun we have here, Divane? Such
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yes, we do, Swirly Circle.
What? Swirly.
Oh right, because
Loading.
fun. You can't see me, but I'm face palming right now.
I'll still punch him in the dick, says Cyanide. Please no. Let's. What a good way to end the
Alright.
podcast. Alrighty.
Should we-
Thanks very much for tuning in. Yeah, I've been. Oh God, go away, Cortana. I've been Knightfall. Joining us was a regular crew of HughZ and Rankonius, and our special guest tonight were Timmyy and Divane. Direwolves, Divane, Rocket. I mean, oh wow, she's got a corneth. I've got a corneth.
I need one of those. All
I like
I
her.
have is like something from Dark Souls. There you go. That's,
Yeah,
that's-
we've got cool things.
Everyone's showing their dolls.
Yeah,
I
cool.
would, but
Now
mine
we're
was
off
not
this,
plated.
like,
Here's my doll. She's over here. She's real. She breathes and everything.
would you say Jibby is a doll?
Oh, for sure, definitely.
I had bad thoughts. Moving on.
Alrighty,
Right.
well, that'll do it from us. What sort of sign off should we do?
Bye for now, not forever, and we'll see you next time.
Nah, go fuck yourselves. That's the real Aussie.
Do
song.
that!
Say hi to your mum for me.
Alrighty.
That's just straight up inappropriate.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
No.
Alright, we'll see you guys next time.
Punched in the dick at Worlds.